peace, and welcome to our top 10 favorite haunted themes in gaming. Our guidelines today include: any haunted theme is allowed, basically anything that involves ghosts or other supernatural spooks, and of course, one per franchise. With no further delay, let's get this started. First up today, at number 10, we have Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, The Haunted Manor. Arranged and composed by Michiru Yamane. This track is way too good for a game like Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. The game is okay, I don't really like the gameplay, but I do like the graphics and of course the music. This one sounds straight out of Castlevania. However, that's not a coincidence. Michiru has worked on plenty of Castlevania games. It's definitely some of her more recognized work. Our number 9 position is held by Banjo-Tooie, Witchy World and the Haunted Zone. Arranged and composed by Grant Kirkhope, most well known for his contributions to the GoldenEye 007 soundtrack, but his resume is full of good music. Simple but effective theme, this could be played on any number of haunted stages. I could hear it at an evil carnival, an evil circus, or any number of evil yet fun places. The wolf's howl, the owl's hoot, and the music all combine for a perfect haunted theme. At number 8, we have Sonic Heroes, the theme of Mystic Mansion. Arranged and composed by Naofumi Hataya and Junsei Ue, with help from the sample library 0G Transformation. And I think that sample really tops it off. Theme that's not very scary feeling, but one instrument seems to be kind of used as a spooky whistle. I like how it all fits together. The sample, the whistle, and some church bells do give it a bit of a Halloween feel. Now combine all of that with some electronic, almost techno-sounding drums, and you have quite a unique theme. It's like a techno Halloween track. In at lucky number 7, we have one from Diddy Kong Racing, The Haunted Woods. Arranged and composed by David Wise, he really needs no introduction. His resume and his contributions to the Donkey Kong Country series speaks for itself. Music team at Rare in the late 90s is one of the best teams of composers that you will find of any era. At one point you had David Wise, Grant Kirkhope, Graham Norgate, Robin Beanland, and even Evelyn Fisher all working on the music. If If you ever wonder why rare games consistently had good soundtracks, I just gave you 5 very good reasons. Our number 6 entry comes from DuckTales, the theme of Transylvania. Classic 8-bit soundtrack, this isn't even the best theme in the game. But it's still one of my favorite haunted themes. And like a lot of other themes on our list, this one received a new arrangement. And it appears in the DuckTales remaster. A theme that fits a haunted castle very well. I can always appreciate when composers can make a theme fit a stage with just simple bleeps and bloops. It's a lot easier to compose tunes when you aren't limited to 5 audio channels and the NES hardware. The NES is quite limited when it comes to its audio capabilities. A good tune on old hardware just seems to be more impressive because of those limitations. And at number 5, we have one from Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, Wandering Ghosts. Another theme on our list arranged and composed by Michiru Yamane. I'm a fan, what can I say? This tune may not feel like a haunted theme, but there's no way we were going to make this list without this tune. It comes from a soundtrack full of great music, and it still manages to stand out and be memorable. I really like how the beginning starts all spooky, and then it just flat out jams for the rest of the track. I really enjoy it. Unlucky number 4 comes from Super Mario World, the Ghost House theme. Not only is it a spooky theme, but when time is running low, you get a sped up version just to add a little anxiety on top of it all. Arranged and composed by Koji Kondo, the Mario Maestro. He first started composing for Nintendo back in 1984, and he's been working with them ever since. He has just over 40 games on his resume, and nearly 20 of those are from the Mario franchise. I couldn't picture these games with any other music. The themes are that iconic. Our bronze position today is from Final Fantasy VI, The Phantom Forest. Arranged and composed by Nobuo Uematsu, the Final Fantasy Maestro. He hasn't worked on Final Fantasy much in the recent years, and it still makes up 20% of his resume. The Final Fantasy series is full of great music, so it's not always easy to narrow it down. This one came down to the Phantom Forest or the Phantom Train. However, we went with the Phantom Forest. I like how the first instrument you hear almost sounds like a faint voice. It makes me feel like I'm listening to sounds of ghosts and lost souls. Our silver spot is held by a multi-platform game, TimeSplitters, The Haunted Mansion. I think this track could easily be turned into a hip-hop song. Pull a few samples, create a few loops, add a few variations, and lay it down with 16-bar verses and an 8-bar chorus, and I'm sure that would sound pretty good. Arranged and composed by Graham Norgate. I like how the track starts out all creepy sounding. The cutting and jumping of the octaves up and down really add to the effect. Then the track really starts going. It's a great fit for running and gunning. It's full of action, but it's a dark action. I really like the organ that joins in. It makes me think of some medieval scene, and then taking a shotgun to it all. And of course, we do have a few honorable mentions. Our gold position today is held by Ghosts and Goblins, The Haunted Graveyard. A theme that has been around for many years. You can find it in a number of games in the franchise. It's a classic tune that went from bleeps and bloops to a full-fledged theme. Here's one version from Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. You can also find renditions on 16-bit consoles like the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. You can find it in the arcade. And in my opinion, one of the more underrated versions comes from the X68000. This theme is perfect for a spooky graveyard. I almost think of the Addams Family or the Munsters. If Dracula himself was sitting at an organ and wanted to play a tune, I think it would sound like this. The last version I'll mention comes from the PSP, Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. Our next top 10 will be our top 10 Game Boy themes, so feel free to let us know your favorites and you just may see them in our top 10. Last but of course never least, shout out to Golden Tier patrons Bearsona, Quantum X, MJJ, and Shadow Juste. I am ICC. Thanks for watching. Peace.